with this month being the month of Halloween, I think it's time that we all jump into the scary source material that kind of like harvests around this month. I mean, always around some year Halloween we get horror movies coming out, and this year I didn't really see anything too scary. I did finally see Black Phone 2. I honestly, I didn't like it that much.
Say what?
I mean, it did have a great story. There were definitely parts that I did like to it. Ethan Hawke did an amazing job as the villain of the movie like he did in the first one. But I just like the first one better. Anyway, I thought since this is the scary month, I would talk about the scariest games that I have played through my years as a gamer. The first game that really scared me as a kid was by Nintendo, and that was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. And you may think it's ridiculous, but hear me out. Like, I've always said that Ocarina of Time is in my top 3 Legend of Zelda games. I always find myself returning to it. Just the enchantingness that the game has with the opening screen of Link riding Epona across Hyrule Field as that melody is playing, and then the title screen Ocarina of Time shows up. Then you got adult Link, he's exploring the forest temple. That was always amazing. But then the game really takes a dark turn, especially like when Link is young Link again and he drains the well and goes to the bottom of it to find the lens of truth. You know, once you go into that area and you see all those like cells with those blood splatters on the floor and those different torture devices, and then there's those chains hanging from the ceiling. And then you got those creatures like the likes that are around like every corner, and not to mention like there's that giant skull with the green flame around it that's flying around that'll hurt Link if he runs into it. And because when you don't have the lens of truth yet, he can fall through the floor at certain points, and Link will fall to the basement where there's a bunch of re-deads and there's poison water that'll hurt him if he gets into it. And then when he runs into a dead hand, it's that room with all the skulls and those hands just sticking out of the ground, and if Link gets grabbed by it, he has a certain amount of time before a dead hand shows up and bites him. It is terrifying. And then there's the Shadow Temple, which even she said was the house of the dead, and that game is just scared. That part's scary too. I mean, it has the blood splatters and cells and more torture devices, like there's even guillotines. It's just terrifying. Oh, that part scared me so bad as a kid. Like, as a kid, I watched my dad play all the way until the Shadow Temple, and then I would just leave. And when I got older playing it, like 7 or 8, I still was scared of the Shadow Temple and bottom of the well, so I had my dad do that. But now I love it. But anyway, I was terrified of Ocarina of Time at some parts. So that's the first game that ever scared me by Nintendo. The second game was also by Nintendo, and I was terrified of it, guys. Like, I can't describe how scared I was of this game. It was Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube, and man, like, I couldn't even watch my dad play it. I was like 4 years old when this game came out, and I remember like everyone that I was friends with growing up in my neighborhood, they had this game because they loved it. It was like Luigi's first full game that you could play as Luigi, and it is fun going through the mansion, sucking up these ghosts, talking to Professor Egad, finding these toads around the mansion. These ghost boss are really fun to fight, but it was so scary. I mean, it's an entire ghost story-based video game. And the ending boss is amazing with King Boo as the robotic Bowser. It's a really great story for a video game, but still, it terrified me as a kid to play. And I remember, like, the boss, there's this baby boss that's the very first boss of the game, and he makes this cry, and it just terrifies me every time. I had to, like, cover my eyes the first time I played the boss by myself, just because it creeped me out. And Luigi's always humming the theme of the mansion's game as he goes on through the mansion in the dark corridors. It has really creepy bits to it that definitely I haven't gotten over. But I do play it over and over again, because it's a perfect Halloween game. Next, I want to talk about Resident Evil. I have never really been a big Resident Evil fan until I started playing the PlayStation, and for Christmas one year I did get the Resident Evil triple pack for the Nintendo Switch. I checked that out. I thought 4 was amazing. 5 just sucked. I gave 5 another chance on the PS4. It still sucks. And for 6, I honestly really like 6. I definitely see why people hate it. It's more of just like a shooter, arcade feeling like game, instead of something that 4 or 2 or 3 has to it, where it's like shooting survival. But I still really like it. Anyway, the game that I want to talk about is the remake of Resident Evil 4 on the PS5. This is the perfect, like, enjoyment of a Halloween game. It's just like, it's a search and survive game. You're searching for the president's daughter, Ashley. You're playing as Leon. You're going to, like, this unknown island in Spain. It's so cool. As the game goes on, these like cult people of this giant cult following, they turn into these monsters, these zombie-like creatures that Leon fights. It's a huge shooter game that's super fun. One of the bosses is this giant lake monster that you can just throw harpoons at as it goes around the lake. There's this priest boss who turns into this giant centipede-like creature boss that Leon fights in a giant building. It's such a fun game. The end of this boss, the ending boss in Resident Evil 4 has always been fun, but this game makes it 10 times funner. Also, if you're not the biggest fan of Resident Evil 4 or don't think that it's a good Halloween game, definitely check out Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, because that game is insane. That game actually still creeps me out to this day. The very first time I played Biohazard, I was by myself in the dark, and a lightning storm was going on, and I remember, like, my character, he finds his wife. And it's when she's, like, possessed, and she's slowly crawling up the stairs before she attacks him. And then I remember at that point, the power went out. And I was scared for the rest of the night, honestly. But it's great, because you're just this character trying to find his wife, trying to find out what's going on. You're trying to help this family that are just crazy people. You're trying to escape this house. And the dad's chasing you, taunting you the whole time. And he has, like, I don't know what kind of weapon it is. It's like a spiked paint roller, honestly. I thought it was like a shovel or something. But it's like a spiked paint roller. But it's a really fun game. Both check out Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil Biohazard. Definitely those two are perfect for Halloween. The last game I want to talk about is Bendy and the Ink Machine. I was so interested in Bendy and the Ink Machine when I found it on the eShop for like 20 bucks. It was a steal. And I just loved it immediately. I mean, it's like from a first-person perspective playing the game, but the animation is like something from Steamboat Willie. And what makes it horror is that it has a sense of gloom about it. Like, you play as this animator going back to his old studio where he worked with his old partner. And things are like a little different there. Like there's ink blots everywhere. There's writing on the wall that say like the creator lied to us or welcome home Joey, things like that. And there are boss fights to it. It's very, very intense. Like there's this one part where you have to collect a certain amount of items in the basement of the studio, but there's this monster called the Projectionist who, if he senses you, he'll give out this howl, and you gotta go run, hide in these lockers before the Projectionist can get to you. It's very intense. I know the sequel to it, Bendy and the Dark Revival, has been out for a while, and at this point, I might get it. I know like the Nintendo Switch 1 is gonna be having its own copy coming out near the beginning of November, like November 11th. But at the same time, I want to play it so bad, I might just get it on Steam. Plus, we got the title for the third Bendy coming out, Bendy and the Ink Factory. That one will definitely be interesting. And it's been 2 years, but I hear that Bendy is getting a movie. So I wonder what's coming to that, because I haven't heard anything. But if you like animation games like old Disney cartoons with a sense of horror to them, I would definitely check out Bendy and the Ink Machine. Just because it's got elements that are really creepy and really fun. Alright, so those are the horror games that scared me as a kid, scared me right now as an adult, but I love them. I find myself replaying them all the time just because I like horror games and it's Halloween and I just think they're fun. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Please give the video a thumbs up and yeah, check out more of my videos if you like this content. We'll see you later.